Well, we know 9/11 is a difficult day for many Americans, especially ones like Marlene Diaz, a woman who working in the Twin Towers but was late to work the morning of 9/11. Tatiana Taylor is live to tell us her story. And Tatiana, why was she late to work that morning in New York?
Well, Travis, she was late that morning because her daughter was sick and she had to take her daughter to her mother's house, which initially saved her life. But for the thousands in the building and at her job, they didn't make it. Now, Diaz worked at Windows of the World, a restaurant on the 106th and 107th floor of the North Tower of Building 1. She says she was supposed to be there catering a large event, but her 2-year-old getting sick that morning saved her life. Rushing into work, her train stopped, and it wasn't until she left the subway, came up to the street, and saw what happened. She and so many others were stranded on Manhattan Island that day, and Diaz tells me as she watched the television from the street, her body drained of all of her energy and she froze. That day, Diaz lost 71 co-workers and the father of her child, but luckily her daughter isn't an orphan because she survived.
And to this day, it is just a haunting day because had I made it to work, had I made it anywhere below 14th Street, I could have died in the subway line, I could have died in the towers itself. A lot of people say, where was the hand of God that day? The hand of God was with many millions of people because that day, time stood still and there was a lot of people that just didn't make it to places.
Diaz describes the air that day thick and heavy, the entire city in chaos. Her mother called her hysterical, unsure if she made it into the towers that day, but luckily she didn't because now her 22-year-old has a mother. And she has had that this whole time. Now, in speaking to Marlene, even I got a little emotional. Her story is just so remarkable. Even now, she lives in Muskogee and is giving back to the veteran community after what happened to her. And I'll tell you more about how she's giving back coming up in the next half hour live in Tulsa. I'm Tatiana Taylor, True Works for You.